If every time you apply for business funding for your business, you always get low amounts, or maybe you often get denied, and you really don't see a reason why because you have good credit, and maybe you even had a decent amount of revenue that you put on the application but still didn't get a lot of money. I'm talking maybe, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, or really anything less than 10,000. Today I'm going to show you how you can double or maybe even triple the amount of money that you get the next time you apply for business funding. Because we all know how you can get stuck in business when you're kind of limited to the amount of money that you have, or maybe if you have to use your personal credit in order to fund your business, those are lower amounts, so it can kind of limit what you can do. Not to mention breaking down and lowering your personal score while you're using that debt. And God forbid you have to wait for payments to come in, based off whatever type of service you offer. If you have to wait long time for payments, like from government contracts or something like that, it can weigh down your credit for longer periods of time. And hopefully you don't need to do something with your personal credit during that time frame. And if you're using your personal cash, then of course that means that you kind of are limited to what you're able to do, because if you use up everything, then you have no cash. So getting that business funding in high amounts that allow you to do all of the marketing that you need to do, hire all of the people that you need to hire, get the inventory you need, make more investments in properties, or even get big equipment that will allow you to take on more jobs and projects. And look, if you just want help with getting funding and you're just tired of going about it on your own and not really making as much progress as you would like to make, and you have a 700 plus credit score, go down to the description and book a call with me so we can put a funding strategy together that will work with you, your business, and your situation. So let's talk really quickly about some of the reasons that you might end up getting lower limits or even getting denied. And then we can talk about what you need to do in order to increase the amount of money that you'll get when you get approved. So when you are looking to get approved for business funding, what the banks are going to do is look at your personal credit when you're doing a personal guarantee. And this is the fastest way of getting funding for your business, because it can take a lot of time and you do have to show a lot of proof of revenue when it comes to doing no PG business credit only. So because you want to grow your business now, we're going to talk about the route of using your personal credit. Now, when it comes to using your personal credit to get approved for business funding, they're going to look at a few things. And I know this because I used to be a banker. I used to take the personal credit applications as well as the business applications. And of course, over the time helping businesses getting funds for their business, I've gained even more insight on what different banks look at. Now, of course, they're going to look at your personal credit score, and that's why you want to have a score around 700. Of course, you can get approved with a lower score, but a lot of times there are going to be little dings in your credit report that can actually cause you to get less money or really increase the chances of you getting denied. When it comes to getting business credit, of course, it's a lot more risky, especially if you have a newer business. Even though they will approve brand new businesses, I'm talking like less than 30 days old, they can get approved for funding too, even if they don't have any revenue coming in already. But they're very particular about what your personal credit looks like, so you really have to have a very clean profile to make sure that you're getting a lot of money and increasing your chances of getting that higher limit, to make sure that you don't do anything based off your personal credit that would hurt your chances or decrease the amount that you get. So that's how the score is important. They also take a look at your credit limits that you have on personal credit cards. So if you're a person that doesn't have any personal credit cards, it can really hurt your chances of getting approved or getting approved for higher limits. So you definitely want to have personal credit cards, and you want to have higher limits on those personal cards to help you in trying to increase the amount that you get. Now, of course, another thing they're going to look at is your personal income, and they're going to look at your business revenue. Now, I have other videos covering that, but you definitely want those to be at a very decent level in order to get those higher limits. Now, part of that with the business revenue side includes making sure that you're projecting the revenue properly if you have a brand new business. Because if you put a lower amount, of course, you're going to get less money. And if you put a higher amount, you'll also get more money. However, a lot of times if you put too much money on your application, then that triggers the request for documents, and they want proof of the income, because there are some banks out there that do no documentation where they don't ask you for any proof of income. But if you put too much revenue, they will ask you for that proof of income. Now, another thing that they're going to look at is your business name. If you have certain things in your business name that are considered high risk, like real estate, credit, anything like that that's considered high risk, can also cause you to get straight up denied or even get a lower limit if you get approved. But the thing we're going to talk about today is your NAICS code. So having the right code that is not high risk in place is what's really going to ensure that you are increasing the amounts that you get on those business credit limits. It can literally double or maybe triple the amount of money that you get because you put the right SIC code that is not considered high risk. Now, let me tell you really quickly where you want to use these codes to make sure that you are maximizing your opportunity when using them. So you want to make sure that you are actually putting this code in on the application when you apply or when you go into the bank and you open up your account for your business. You want to make sure that they know what this code is. You don't want to rely on them coming up with the code for you. You want to tell them what your code is. Now we're going to take a look at some codes that you can use within the various industries that you might be in. So I'm going to give you an idea of where to go and what to look for so that you can make a decision on what you want to pick. Now, as we can see here, naics.com/code/search. And from here, you can search the different codes that are out there. Right here, one of the codes, and you can see that most of these codes are going to be about 6 digits. If you look at certain prefixes of the codes, like 531 here, you can see that there are certain numbers after it, all within this prefix. Now, when we're looking at these here, these are for real estate. So real estate is generally going to be high risk. But if you look at a few of these, like lessors or lessors, however you say it, lessors of residential buildings and dwellings, lessors of non-residential buildings, can't even speak right now, lessors of other real estate property. These are going to be popular ones that you can use that are still considered low risk, but of course, making sure you don't have real estate in the name of your business as well. And also, there's another code that you want to look at. 541 is also considered low risk. And you can see under here, they have offices of lawyers, notaries. Some of the more popular ones that most of you guys have probably heard of already is going to be like the management and consulting code, 541611. There's marketing consulting services, 541613. These are going to be the most popular ones. Other management consulting services, 541618. So these are some of the popular general ones that you can use, of course, based off what you do. And then, of course, all other professional, scientific, and technical services. There are a few other, good ones in here too, but you definitely want to, come and check this out. Now, also right here, we have 611. And with this one, you'll find more educational type SIC codes, NAICS codes. So, you can take a look at those here and see which one kind of matches you the most or is the best one. There's educational supportive services, what we have here, business and secretarial services, elementary and secondary schools, junior colleges. So based on education, that's something that you can look at right there. Also, another one for a lot of you guys that are in e-commerce, there's 454110, and this one is electronic shopping and mail orders. This is one that you can use, when you're in e-commerce. They can be really good to get you a low risk option for a NAICS code. And also, just to give you an idea, here's a list that is out there of high risk industries, so that you can kind of get an idea of what they consider to be high risk, like new car and used car dealers, general automotive repair, casinos, boat dealers, recreational, and of course these aren't all of them. Like these are the cash intensive businesses up here. So these aren't all of them, but basically this is to give you an idea of some of the industries that can be considered high risk, so you know to stay away from those. Now, this is something that I generally help my clients with so that they don't have to go through the digging and trying to figure out what's going to be the best code for them, because it can be a little tedious trying to go through all of them and see which one it is. But if you're trying to do this on your own, these are just some resources you can use to try to figure out what's going to be the best code for you. And if you've enjoyed this information so far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you can continue to get more information like this. And again, if you need help getting funding with your business, you're just tired of trying to do it on your own and trying to figure this thing out, we help businesses get anywhere from 50 to 100 plus for their business, and that's at 0% interest, so you don't have to pay high amounts on that debt either. So if you do have a 700 plus score, go down to the description, book a call with me. And look, now for you guys that are trying to do this on your own, what's a good NAICS code to use, but maybe you don't know how to actually fill out the application. So if you want to know how to actually fill out the application, then go and check out this next video so that you can get an idea on how to do that and start working on getting that funding for your business. And I'll see you in the next one.